And welcome! Welcome to Master Swan Open number 84. The CranKy Ducklings monthly tournament for Masters players who are 4.7k MMR or below. I am of course Kur, and I will be bringing this amateur tournament to you today. And we'll talk about it in a second, but for now let's introduce our players. As we have loaded into Crimson Court, in the top right corner of the map we have our orange Zerg player representing GDA team. It is Dave Litos. Or Dave Litos. Yes. And across the map is their opponent. It is the blue Terran player from Germany. It is Captain Fish. But yeah, and we are in our monthly tournament here in the first rounds. Today we have a double elimination bracket. Yes, that's typically what we do when we have a bit, you know, a few less players than usual. So we have to make sure that the seeding works out. So we're going for the double elimination, and that's what we will have today. We'll take a look at the bracket after this series, but for now we have our TVZ. Where's CVT? Well, both of these players have been participating in our tournaments in the past. Both of them are regulars in our tournaments at this point, I would say. I am pretty sure they are playing both the amateur parts and the Sparkling Tuna Cup, so they're definitely very active in the tournament scene. And we will see what they are planning. So far we are going fairly standard. We have the Reaper Expand from Captain Fish, we have the I believe it was Hatchery first, the Hatch gas pool. Nothing crazy from either side. We don't have Mar today, I'm pretty sure, which is truly a tragedy. As a... Look, as a Zerg player, Mar was hilarious to me. Okay, because the way he played was crazy. For those who missed the last tournament that we cast OS, this drone is actually in danger. Davidos has to escape with the extractor. And the Reaper actually gets the Zergling too. And because the SCV is over the third base, the drone cannot even cancel, so it looks like the extractor may actually finish. Yeah, the extractor does finish, there is no cancel. That must be quite annoying for Davidos. And the Reaper takes down 2 Zerglings, I believe, and lives through its life as well, so pretty nice event there for Captain Fish. Oh, it's so close, but it's just barely alive. The Queen does not get it down. And Davidos decides for the forward ace. I mean, the other one is still being protected by the SV. No, maybe not. Maybe actually Davidos wants to take that base after all. Just wait a little bit longer. Yeah, and we'll be taking the regular triangle third. But yeah, to go back to Mar. Mar was crazy because Mar was a Zerg player who would go pool first. I think it was pool first. Versus two expansions, so he would be on 3 hatcheries and they just have no units. He made first 6 Zerglings and would just then proceed not to make anything at all. Like he would just macro up, just make drones, make queens, like there were no units for like a long time, and that is such a bizarre style. Bizarre in the sense that like it sounds like it shouldn't work, but it is. Going back to our game, we have Banshees from the side of Captain Fish, we have Banelings from the side of the Zerg. This small squad over here as well, trying to get some harassment on. Only clearing creep for now. And here's the thing though, Captain Fish is working on Cloak, so if Davidos is not getting any spores, this may be very annoying. I mean, he doesn't have a lair, he doesn't... I was gonna say he doesn't need a lair, but he kinda does, because Banings without Baning speed versus a Terran are not ideal either. So it's very concerning that the lair is not going up there yet. He's waiting for the gas, I guess. In the meantime, this base is denied for a little bit by the Zergling. But in the end, the Terran is able to take his third. Yeah, we actually still have no lair. That's concerning, because yeah, if there are no spores, no lair to make overseers, like the banshees may be very, very annoying, because even if you have the queens to defend, like, why does it matter if you can't see them? Yeah, the banshees are here, and only now the lair is morphing. Now the drones are trying to make spores, but they cannot really do it. One of them does succeed, but we'll see if that spore will finish. At the same time, the Hellions did go into the third base, but this Banshee will be doing a lot of damage. The spore is about to finish though. Yeah, and all the queens will be dealing with that, so we have 2 spores now. Overall 11 drones go down, but at the same time we have a link run by across the map and it's going straight for the third base. There are no defenses here yet, so we may get some SCVs, but we'll see how many. Oh, some of them did stay to fight. It was unfortunate there for Captain Fish. But overall, 7 SCVs, so... You know, we didn't tie up the score, but we did deny this third base. Like, it is currently not mining, it is being lifted, and maybe even we will get the tank. Ooh, just barely. The tank gets saved by the medivac. Just in time. But it was very close. In the meantime though, as this third base was being disrupted, Davidos was able to take his 4th with the rich gas. So that will definitely be very helpful. Another small run by here, just a bit of a disruption. What is the army of Davidos right now? There's 1 Zergling. There's literally no standing army right now. He is making more Zerglings now. But there's a scary moment where Zerg is focused on the economy and there's absolutely 0 units on the map. Yes, we have a move out from the Terran. It's only one actually there are 2 tanks, one of them is hidden in the medivac. And we have no banings. They are 3 on the way, but they still have to move, and I don't think they can. No, they don't have baning speed. The baning speed has only just started. So if Captain Fish does micro this, like, it should be perfectly fine. The 4th base goes down. Hatchery has already been finished, so it is a kill. And the Terran will be moving forward. The banings do finish, but again, they do not have speed. One of them is being sniped, all the others as well, and the tank on the back is helping too. The queens are starting to go down, and GG is called. Captain Fish will be taking game number 1. And as I say that, I remembered that I did not set up the predictions. Nice. Like, I had them ready, and then I just didn't. But yeah, GG to Captain Fish. Nicely done. Very solid game there. I feel like for Davidos, the biggest problem really was that missing baning speed. I feel like it was very delayed. Because versus Terran specifically, like, you need those speed banings. But overall, pretty solid game. I mean, yeah, I mean, even despite some... how do I say it? I don't want to use the same word twice, but despite some losses from Dave Litos, like he did still react pretty well to a lot of things. So I feel like if he like, honestly, because I feel like it's a bit of a mistake. Like he just kind of maybe forgot, or maybe something else disrupted the build and just wasn't able to get in time. But if he can fix that the next game, it should be perfectly fine. Anyway, we are waiting for the next map. As a reminder, this is Loser's Peak. So Dave Litos will be picking the next map that we will be playing. And we have our map of choice, so we will be going into the lobby and loading into a game soon. Our players are ready, so let us go. And welcome to Oceanborn LE. As we are looking at the first of our players, it is the Orange Dark player from Sweden, representing GTA team. It is Dave Litos. And across the map we have their opponent. It is the Blue Terran player from Germany. It is Captain Fish. Do I wonder where Captain Fish comes from? Like maybe this was, especially with the decal and all, like maybe this is a reference to a person that I just do not know. Maybe the fish comes from Fisher, which is a common name or surname. I don't know. Ooh, we have a Turax from Captain Fish on the low ground. Meanwhile, Dave Litos once again going for that hatch first. Hatch pool gas actually, but it's very close anyway. And yeah, we will see what Captain Fish will do with that double racks opening over there. Will be Reapers as we have gas. We have gas mining on the base. But we'll see how many Reapers he wants to do, because obviously this is not like a proxy or anything, like it's still all the way back home, so we'll see just how hard he wants to commit to that. But considering that Dave Litos does go for hatch first, like those Reapers might be very annoying. Aristotem is already on the way. Dave Litos, of course, has scouted that, as that Overlord is right on top of the natural base of Captain Fish. Ducklings do pop out, but they will not be able to fight this Reaper on their own. Not without speed anyway, which only just started. Dave Litos is making spines, so that will help with the defense. Ooh, but with all these links, the Reaper almost gets surrounded. the Queen is here as well to help with the defense. How many Reapers do we have? We have 3 Reapers for now. And I don't think there are more coming. Yeah, we have Switch already, we are working on add-ons, we are working on the CVs. And going for Marines from there, so... The first wave of the aggression has been fended off by the Infinitos, but it's only the first wave. But because those Reapers were not killed, like that is something that is going to constantly be on the back of the mind of the Infinitos. Like he has to be constantly vigilant to make sure that those Reapers do not get in, because if they do, they may get a lot of drones. That was funny. I didn't know that the spine had the range all the way here. They do. So those are the extra spines, you know? They're not just spines, they actually have a knife at the end. Oof. Anyway, it looks like Captainfish is preparing for a bio attack. We have that steam on the way, it's already more than halfway done. We are working on Marines. The factory is only now being built though, so I don't know if there will be any factory units with that. It's entirely possible that this will be just like a double drop or like, you know, just a pure bio move out, but we will see. Captainfish is making sure that there is no scouting being done by the Infinitos. There are no overlords floating around. The Infinitos, meanwhile, feeling pretty safe after any of those Reapers, is taking the third base. It was not stopped in time. Again, the Reapers are still alive though, so the Infinitos has to constantly pay attention to that. And yeah, once again, we don't even have a Baneling nest. Like, this time David is getting a lair, but there's only a pool that we can only make Zerglings, and I mean Speedlings are great, but with all these Marines rolling in, oof, this may be a very difficult defense there for David. Fortunately, he is getting Baneling nest now. With the lair being halfway done, he should be able to research speed almost immediately. Of course, the research itself will take time as well. And now he sees the Marines. I don't know how many did he see, because you know they quickly killed off that one link, and we do have a double Mantifact drop coming in. And they're going just in vision of this Overlord, so David just should be able to see them coming. He is also distracted by the Reapers though. Ooh, and one of the Reapers does slip by, but will not be able to get any drones killed. Meanwhile, the Marines are now here. The Queens are the only ones here to defend. The Zerglings are trying to help out, but they are being kited. Banelings pop out, but there is no Baneling speed yet. Captainfish is very careful in this fight though. But he steams in once again, gets the Banelings, and he's taking down the Queens one by one, but the Spirits have more Banelings are going down. Nice snipes from Captainfish. Of course those are slow Banelings, but even then, good that he's paying attention. And all in all, even though like this was a very scary situation, even though like at least one Queen went down, it looks like the Infinitos is defending this. Like this swarm of Zerglings seems to be just enough to fend off this double drop, and yeah, only 5 Marines survive. And now Baneling speed is more than halfway done. The Infinitos is getting a Hydra then as well. But ooh, this is not the end though. Another push is coming from the Terran. And this time there is tank support. The Zerglings are trying to go from the back and they may get the tanks, but a lot of them dies on the way. Yeah, it doesn't look like they can really do much. They get one tank, but it is all of the Link Bane, and the second tank does stand. Devlitos is making more Zerglings. He is keeping the army at bay with queens for the time being. But at the same time, he is being dropped in the main base. 18 drones do fall down. Entire middle line. And so do the queens. GG is called. Captain Fish will be taking down the series 2-0. So GG to Captain Fish. Nicely done. And with that, he will be advancing to our next round. So let us see. Shall we see how our bracket looks like, or what our bracket looks like? So, as we can now see, we have a double elimination today. So that's typically what we do when we have 8 or less players. We go for the double elimination. And we had the Captain Fish versus Devlitos series in the first round. And now we will be going into the Captain Fish versus Bolen or Balen. Bolen. Yes. That will be our second match. Meanwhile, we also have Dizzy Dwarf. Or Dizzy Dwarf Bert. It is Dizzy Dwarf, right? Versus Volarius. I believe Volarius is Malikus Prime? I want to say? I'm pretty sure Volarius is an alias, either way. And let me just make sure I'm not behind. And yeah, and Devlitos is not eliminated yet. Devlitos will be going into the lower bracket and waiting for their next opponent. Okay. Let me see. Make sure we have the right servers. Okay, and our first map is Site Delta. Let me actually set up the predictions this time. I mean, I had this set up, I just literally didn't press the button. Look. Okay, 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 we are on the right map. Okay, okay, we should be okay. We have lost one player. And we are now ready and we will be rolling into Site Delta. Ellie. Anyway, as a reminder, this is an amateur tournament for up to 4.7k MMR. This is a monthly tournament, so if you are interested in competing in one of those, then you can sign up next month. We also have Ducklings Open, which is a diamond and below tournament. So if you want to try yourself with that, then that's also available. But meanwhile, we are now in the game, and we are looking at the first of our players. It is from Germany, the blue Terran player. It's Captain Fish. And across the map we have the pink Protoss player from Vietnam, I believe. It is Bolen. Yeah, we will see how Captain Fish does in a different matchup, and I believe this is the first time we see Bolen on stream. I'm not entirely sure about that. We might have casted him before. But regardless, we will see how they do. For now, that probe is going across the map quite early. So we'll try to fodder the CV a little bit, yeah. So we'll have a little bit of a harassment. Of course, this probe is mostly there for scouting. I don't know. It's always, it's like a psychological thing where, like, you keep poking at the SCV. So firstly, it's quite annoying because you constantly get the alert. But secondly, also the Terran has to pay attention to make sure they don't accidentally lose the SCV. So it can be quite important in that sense. We also have a scouting SCV across the map. There is a repair wall on the cliff. Looks like it was a core first, so the more defensive style, more safe style. Ooh, and we're going straight for a Stargate after that. The Reaper will come in and see that most likely. Ooh, actually, I don't know if he did. No, yeah, he did. Just barely. He did see the Stargate. So no surprises there. Captain Fish unfortunately does lose the Reaper, which, I mean, you can say that the Reaper did its job, but at the same time, you would like to keep it for that. Also predictions. Good. No, just do it now. Just do it. There you go. Just do it. As I realized that my prediction button is not working. Oh no. Oh, I mean the prediction is working. Chat messages in. Oh, isn't that weird? As we're totally missing the adept coming in. The adept did try to sneak in, but it was denied. Now we have two of the adepts. Once again shading in. Ooh, even we have a pullout from Captain Fish. He was trying to save his CVs, but Bolen does not commit to that shade. In the meantime though, we have a real Phoenix across the map. This is not a scout, but it's just a lone Phoenix, so it cannot really do anything. I mean, I guess it did deny whatever building it was, so it's a cute little move. That's also always some little disruption over there. We have Widow Mines though, so Captain Fish is quite ready for the Phoenixes, but they are not in the main base. It looks like that command center will be denied for now, or it will be delayed. And at the same time, the Widow Mines, they are now going across the map. Is Bolen prepared for a Widow Mine drop? There is absolutely nothing in the main base. I don't think he will be able to spot it even. The Natural has a higher chance, but still will have to warp in some units because there are no defenses present at the moment. But can he see the drop? Oh no! Okay, only six probes. I mean, it's not nice. It's definitely not nice, but it could be like, you know, 12. We have seen things like that happen, but 6 is very solid. That is pretty much what Captain Fish wanted out of this drop. The Medivac is chased away by the Phoenixes. The Widow Mines may reset soon, and they are trying to get something done, but they are not done yet. And Phoenixes are able to pick them up. Yeah, the cooldown did not reset in time. Where is he losing probes? I'm confused. Jurisdiction closed right away? What? No, I will have to check on the predictions after, like in a break or something, because something is not working, and I'm not quite sure why. Like, I don't even think it's Jade's script. I think like something on my setup is not working. So I'll look into that later. For now we have Colossus coming up. The Thermal Lance is almost finished. It's more than halfway done. As this bird is starting to be saturated by Bolan. The Phoenixes are picking up some mules, which is always nice. Captain Fish forced to put some turrets to not be constantly vulnerable to those air attacks. You know, he's also working on the upgrades for the bio, all the concussive shells, the combat shields. So the bio army will be well upgraded with +1/+1 as well. Oh, the Phoenixes pass by. There are a lot of marines here, so they have to be careful. Oh, they do pick up a tank though, so that's a really nice pick up there for Bolan. It does survive, just barely, but there are no SCVs present with this push, so it will not be fixed for the battle. Oh, the Medivac is in danger. They are targeting the one that picked up the tank, and the Colossus are here as well, and oh, this is very rough for Captain Fish, even though there are not a lot of forces for Bolan. Like really, there are not a lot of Protoss units here, but there are just enough Protoss units, basically. Like, Bolan was able to pick up the key units, pick up the tank, one of the Medivacs as well, and yeah, without the tank support, Spire is not as strong, especially with 2 Colossus. But that said, it's important to keep in mind that these Colossus do not have a lot of support themselves. So yeah, both armies are. How do I put this? They're not the most well-rounded at the moment. Of course, Captain Fish is working on reinforcement, and Bolan is also making next warpings. But yeah, for now, both armies not in the best place. Although the Terran is working on theirs. We have another tank. We have some Vikings now to help with the Colossus as well. Still, this army is not huge. Like this is a push army. This is not like, you know, an end game final army. And it looks like they may pass each other. The Protoss is not turning back. Captain Fish is running into the natural base of Bolan. Recall is used. And we'll see. 3 Colossus, one of them falls in mid, the second one does as well. The Zealots are trying to help, but they are not able to, and it looks like one of the Colossus was not recalled in that round, and the Nexus just goes down. 2 more Colossus are now joining in, but the damage has been done. The natural is gone. The Robo has been denied as well. I mean, the Robo still stands, but it is unpowered. And even though this Terran army will be cleaned up, there's some good damage down there. So yeah, we have some more probes dying, we have the Nexus going down, we have this disruptor production currently unpowered. Some nice damage, but at the same time Bolan is on the 4 bases now. I mean, it is free, but he has made a 4. But as time goes on, I mean, Bolan's army is getting bigger. He did lose 2 of those Colossus, which is definitely painful. He still has 2 more. One of them is very low on health though, so it may be sniped, but we do not have... we have 4 Vikings now. Vikings have been remade. And let's see how this goes. The healthier Colossus is being targeted, but one of them goes down. The second one will go down as well. And now the Bio army is overwhelming this Protoss. The leftovers of the Protoss army are forced to go back home, and Captain Fish is pushing out, even with the landed Vikings now. I mean, with no Colossus threat, the landed Vikings are definitely a better choice, although we have to be careful about these disruptor shots. It was right in the middle of the Terran army. Very nicely done. I don't think Captain Fish quite expected to run into disruptors. Just like that, Bolan is defending. Overall, we have a pretty close game between the two. Like, it's a close game, but it's not close in the sense where, like, you know, neither player can really do damage. It's more like, you know, both players are doing damage to each other, and because of that, like, the game still, like, evens out. Both of them are suffering losses. But they are also remaking their armies, and once again, Captain Fish is ready for another push, this time with Ghost as well. But it looks like once again he may be missing the Protoss army, as it is sneaking around the west side of the map. There are more disruptors in the mix. And it looks like Captain Fish does spot it. He is going back home. He is sieging up. The Zealots get on top of the tank. Widow Mines do help though. The disruptor shots this time not getting much. I mean, they did get those Widow Mines, but that's about it. And the rest of the Terran army is still safe. Once again, Protoss has to go back home. And Captain Fish will continue on pushing. But there are more disruptors here. Ooh, a nice EMP on the Stalkers, but just the front of the army gets hit by that. Another disruptor shot takes a good chunk of the army, but the ghosts are still secure. Still have more disruptors zoning away the Terran army. There's also this warping getting ready. Another great EMP on the Stalkers. A lot of them are without shields, but now with the Zealot warping, I don't think the Terran can really stay here. More EMPs are going down, but even then, I don't think this Terran army is quite enough. Like, there's more to secure the escape of the bio. The ghosts are being picked up. And disruptor goes down, very nicely done there for Captain Fish. Does snipe that one. Ooh, but another great disruptor shot dead there on Bio Army. Captain Fish doesn't quite dodge that one, and I don't think he really can continue attacking you at this point. I mean, we do not have Liberators in the mix though, so I guess those should help. I mean, disruptors cannot really shoot the Liberators, right? But we still have a lot of Stalkers. Disruptor shots are just all over the battlefield, and the Bio Army is having a hard time to dodge all of them. It is a bit of a split challenge there, but like very different to the Bending one. more Marauders are going down, but now Captain Fish is just going forward. He's just sniping units, and does he have enough? I don't think he does, but it looks like just barely. But the disruptors do recharge. We have a Zealot reinforcements too, and that is it for the Terran army. Of course, there are reinforcements, as Terrans are really good at reinforcing. Like, Bolan would like to go forward, to push with his army, but with the reinforcement coming from the Terran, can't really do that. These chapters are out of Novas. We have one of them, and it does connect with a few bio units, but not too many. Oh, this one actually gets a stalker. Unfortunate. Not quite in the range. Yes, Captain Fish decides to go for this 5th base instead, but there is a recall. The army of the Protoss is split though, so it is easier to pick it up. One disruptor does go down, but with Novas coming in, yeah, I think this should be defended, but it's not judged yet because there are still some Terran units left over, there are still these Liberators, but yeah, it is being cleaned up. Once again, it looks like neither player can really attack into the bases of the other at this point. I mean, Captain Fish is pretty well set up. He has the static defense, he has the mines, he has the Liberators, he has even tanks, siege here and there. This top base is not as defended, but it is a planetary fortress, so now overall he seems pretty secure. And Bolan keeps trying to attack into these positions, but Terran is always there. Meanwhile, every time Captain Finch attacks into the Protoss, he is met with a lot of disruptor bows, and usually that does not go very well for him. Looks like we have a bit of a Zealot run by at the top base. The planetary fortress is able to deal with that. Oh, actually, this one turret does go down. Did see two disruptors sneaking around, but looks like they must have either been killed or joined the main army. I was trying to see if they maybe got any damage done, but doesn't look like it. Well, I'm once again rotating to the top of the map this time. We try to get that planetary fortress, as other than the planetary itself, there are not many defenses here. The disruptor shots go for the SCVs and the planetary fortress does go down. Captain Fish does not react in time. Oh, Captain Fish is trying to chase this army. I don't know if he can, but he will catch up to it. At least one disruptor will go down, but has to be careful about the Nova. Oh, nicely done. Bolan just goes around the liberation field. And it looks like a lot of the army will be going down, but the EMP covers most of the army. But even with the AMP blanketed over the Protoss, Bolan is still able to overpower this army, and the entire Terran force is cleaned up. Of course, once again, there are reinforcements back at home, but it's not that many, and the Protoss is sending some of their own. Another base is being set up as well. This is the 6th base of Bolan. To the 4 of the Terran. The 5th was denied. Or was killed. Bolan keeps going forward. Now he will deny this defensive position. The reinforcements from the Terran are coming in, but are they here in time? Bolan is being careful about how he engages this. He doesn't just run in. Tries to maybe, you know, bite at this army with the Novas. But doesn't commit just yet. Captain Fish expands on the bottom instead. It's quite close to the Protoss base, but still hidden enough. As currently Bolan is focusing at the top of on the top of the map. Another engagement. Once again, Terran has to dodge all the Novas. And there's still a lot of disruptors. How many disruptors do we have? We have 7 right now, and there are more in production. That is definitely a lot of Novas. We do have Storm as well, and there are some High Templars in this army, but we have not seen Storms quite yet. Like, it looks like the army is just never close enough to get any Storms. Now we have those Storms blanketing the Bio army, and it is going down quite quickly. The Liberation Zones do help out, but there's still a lot of Protoss here. Looks like it is being cleaned up though. These few Marauders are enough of force left over. Ooh, even getting all of those disruptors. Why, hello there. Do you come here often? But anyway. Terran army is now pushing on that forward base, but there are Zealots here to defend. And this is a very messy fight. I mean, we have Liberators in the air versus Zealots, and neither really can fight. But now the Stalkers will clean it up, and game number 1 will go to Bolan. Okay. We have our second map. And we will be loading into Ghost Reaper. As in the top right we have our blue Terran player from Germany. It is Captain Fish. And across the map we have the pink Protoss player. It is from Vietnam. It is Bolan. After that very back and forth game, number 1, curious to see what will happen in game number 2. Will we see Phoenixes once again? Because as a reminder, the last game started from Phoenix harassment actually. So we will see how it will go this time. And to the chat, I would like to remind you that if you think you can do better than these players, you are free to join the tournament if you are, of course, in the rank. Just saying. You can try yourself. Like, As long as you have the games, as long as you are eligible rank-wise, you can also take part in these tournaments and, you know, maybe you can beat those players. And the probe looks like the probe is denied from more harassment. It will still try to poke at the depot, but of course it's more annoyance than anything. As there is once again a Reaper expand, this time though in the base, in the main. Well, I'm once again going for that Reaper wall. Reaper coming in, checking what's going on. He sees the expansion, and I mean that's about it for the time being, as no tech has been chosen yet. Meanwhile, it looks like Captain Fish is going for a Cyclone first, which I guess makes sense considering the previous opening that we saw with the Phoenixes. Now we have an Adept here to protect as well. And the Reaper, it looks like the Reaper maybe actually we have two Reapers and both of them escaping with their life. Very nicely done there by Captain Fish. But we do not have a Stargate this time, and I don't think Captain Fish has seen it, although the second Reaper might have. Let's just quickly see. No, we got absolutely no scout of the main base. So yeah, and unfortunately Captain Fish has not yet seen what is the tech of choice, and it is a Robo. Yeah, we'll see it now. Ooh, a very interesting, brings a Cyclone to snipe the pylon on the high ground. The others will try to help out, but they won't be here in time. Very nicely done by Captain Fish. And at the same time the Reapers get in because there is no wall anymore. I mean, the Reaper on its own won't be able to do much, but that's a really nice delay on the production. Even delays the warp gate just barely. It was about to be done. So this gateway can't even turn because of that. Really nice piece of harassment there from Captain Fish. Unfortunately, he does lose that Cyclone. He stays a bit too long. But it was a really good, strong start for the Terran. Next up, he is working on a Liberator, so there will be more harassment. I assume he will be coming from this angle, judging by how it's queued. This is also where the Robo Bay is, so he will be able to scout that. Looks like Boland feels safe enough to take a third base, though. Although something is happening in the chat. What is happening in the chat? It looks like chat can't read. That's unfortunate. Would be a shame if you were communicating via text. Oh, as we have in Immortal just marching on. Yeah, Immortal, I think you're drunk. I think you need to go home. Yeah. I think it was meant for that observer that was queued across the map and got some scouting done on the Terran. At the same time, is Bones the DM? No, I guess this is just scouting pylon. He's just making sure that there is nothing hidden there. As once again, Poland is working on Colossus, getting a Twilight Council now as well. So we will have that Colossus to help out. At the same time, there is a drop coming in. It is a bio drop with Marines and Marauders, and it will be going for the natural base. There is a warping. Poland does see it coming. Few probes will be going down regardless because of the focus fire, but let's see if we can finish off. And the entire army of the Protoss does come in. Oh, as a quick shout out to Chance for giving us the beats, for 400 beats. Thanks, Chance. Thanks for supporting the scene, Dax, of course. I mean, look. The scene has supported us, we supported the scene. Okay? And we're here to stay, you know? I'm just gonna say, there are some plans in near future. That is all I'm saying. We have some plans that we have not announced yet. So this is an announcement of an announcement of an announcement. You're welcome. Meanwhile, it looks like we have the first push from the Terran. There are 3 tanks in this push together with the Bio Army. We even have a Viking to join as well, as we have 2 Colossus on the opposing side. Ooh, fighting up a ramp though, together with the force fields. Not quite the ideal position, but still has the numbers. And he's now going around, goes up that ramp. There is a shield battery though, with overcharge. Ooh, Captain Fish is struggling a bit to find the position, loses a tank, and the bio is split up. And just like that, Poland will be taking this series 2-0. So GG, nicely done there. Poland plays a very solid game and will be taking down this series. As a reminder, this is not the end for Captain Fish though, as Captain Fish is now going to the lower bracket and will be meeting Dave Litos in the lower bracket once again. Let us quickly look at the bracket. Yes, as the notification keeps going off. But yeah, as you can see, Dave Litos did beat Volarius in the lower bracket, which again I think it is Malenko's Prime. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's him. But David just does beat them in the lower bracket, and once again will oh my god. Will face Captain Fish. And yeah, this is a best of 1 though, so that is a very, very, you know, dangerous best of. So we will see which one of them will come out victorious. In the meantime, also Dizzy Dwarf has defeated Volarius 2-0 as well, and that will be our next series, Poland versus Dizzy Dwarf, in the finals of the upper bracket. Before that, let me just move from party. Add to party. What was I gonna check? Oh yeah, I was gonna check on the predictions. Because something doesn't seem quite right. Yeah, it should be correct. We will test. We will test. And hopefully the predictions work this time. I may have to just look into it after the stream. Because again, I feel like there's more things that are just broken in my setup today, and I'm not quite sure why. Okay, as we have both of our players, it's time to get that lobby started. Oh. Actually, now that I think about it. Do you... actually, no. No. Yes, I am talking to myself at this point. Okay. 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 Yes, back, come back. Okay. We are setting up for our next series. It is the upper bracket finals already, I believe. Yeah, it is the upper bracket finals. So the winner of this will be going into the grand finals. And we will be loading into the first of our maps. As a reminder, this is the finals of the upper bracket. We have a double elimination bracket today. And while we are here and we are waiting for the game to load, quick reminder that this tournament is fully funded by our patrons. So if you want to support this and the future tournaments, then check out our Patreon. That is how we fund all of our tournaments. So if you want to see them keep going, if you want to see them grow, because we could potentially also, you know, make them slightly more rewarding, to put it that way, you know, increase the prize pool, make the tournaments more open, and so on and so forth, then, you know, consider supporting us on Patreon. But for now, we are in the first game of this upper bracket finals. We are on Alcyone, or Alcyone. It's why? Just map makers, why? Anyway, in the top right corner we have the first of our players. It is the red Terran from Poland. It is Dizzy Dwarf. And across the map we have their opponent. It is the blue Protoss player from Vietnam. It is Bolen. I do not know if either of these players are on a clan. I do not have that information. It is possible, but I did not see the clans on this server. It looks like once again we will be going into a standard game. I mean, it is also Alcyone, which is fairly big, so I guess neither of the players wants to get too cheesy. I noticed that in general, like we had that. It was especially visible in the MMR series, which I believe was SDO, right? Yeah, it was SDO. But I noticed that in these amateur tournaments, like most players don't really cheese, which is quite interesting because on the ladder you will see a lot of cheesing, but in these tournaments, like most players want to play solid macro. Like sometimes it's more aggressive, sometimes it's more, you know, late game focused, but most players, like almost all of them, decide to play macro. Like you see very little cheese, which is very interesting to me. Yeah, Poland this time protecting his stuff, but This pilot actually is still very much on the edge. And once again, we have that Stargate. So it looks like we will have more Phoenix harassment. We have 2 Reapers for going across the map. They will be met by that Adept. And neither of them wants to go into that fight right now. The command center does finish for the Terran. The Protoss has also set up their natural. And we have those Phoenixes coming out. Calzone. The calzone. Ah, okay, still. Now look. In Polish, because it is a goddess, and in Polish that goddess is called Alkione. So, sorry, but that's the version. As both Reapers do go down, the Phoenix is revealed though, so can Captain Fish be ready for it? He has a few Marines, but no turrets. No NG bait to make it either. Oh, hello Mr. Phoenix. Just chilling, you know? The Phoenix does have to go away. At the same time, the Adepts on the front are chasing away the SCVs. I don't think any of them did fall down. Maybe a Mew. But it looks like the Adepts will be cleaned up before they can do really any damage. I guess the damage is the lost mining time. The workers did have to be pulled, but none of them are killed. Is it the only setting where players get to play macro? No, I get that, but it's just surprising to me that like nobody tries to even sneak it in. It's like there's that silent agreement that everybody tries to play macro in tournaments, which is very interesting to me. What I'm really saying is, where is Papa Panda? I miss Papa Panda. Not that Papa Panda is cheesy, but Papa Panda is just Papa Panda. This is why I was so happy to cast Mar, because it's just something different. Like Mar was not cheesy either. There was no cheese there. It was just bizarre. I really like the weird playstyles, the non-standard. I am biased like that. So once again, Poland is working on Colossus. The Phoenixes have already... they haven't really done much, but like, they're not the focus anymore. They still try to fly in, maybe get some SCVs, maybe get some scouting, but they don't really get much damage done. Poland has already transitioned into the ground army. Like, I always want to say, like, I don't know if that Phoenix opener is worth it, considering that like those Phoenixes don't really do anything. But maybe it's I guess it's helpful to keep the Terran on the other side of the map, because they are constantly busy with the Phoenixes flying in. Looks like Wallen will be moving out with this Protoss army, trying to deny this third, I assume. We don't have a lot though. We have 2 Immortals, we have 1 Colossus and a few Gateway units, but this is not a big army. There is a tank across the map protecting the third base. So we will see how that goes. Looks like maybe Poland doesn't actually want to attack at this point, like more... He is holding the position, waiting for more reinforcements that second Colossus joins in. Dwarf is focusing on the macro as well, but now he's losing SCVs to those Phoenixes. Looks like both of our players are mostly just keeping check on each other. Bolan even moving back with his army. Doesn't want to start anything just yet. And the phoenixes are flying around, but now with the Vikings they will be having a bit of a harder time. The Scan sees the entire army of the Protoss, so this dwarf is well aware of what Bolan has prepared. He does not see this fourth base though, which is coming up. Oh, Seth scans as well. I guess trying to look for an observer, but I don't think there was any. I don't think Bolan has quite sent any, or he might have come back home already. Storm is only just started. We have a few High Templars in this army getting energy, but they won't be useful just yet. Oh, this is a very interesting place to fight. There's a lot of choke potential here. Oh, but the Colossus go forward straight for the Vikings. They do not have any support whatsoever. One of them will be sniped. Very unfortunate pathing there for Bolan. Yeah, the Colossus took a different path and they went right into the Vikings. And I mean, he still has 2 Colossus, which is nothing to scoff at, but that was a nice little victory for Dizzy Dwarf. Oh, but can he dodge? He does dodge that most of that Nova. Like a few Marines to go down, but nothing too major. Another Nova does hit in the middle of the army though. And ooh, the Storms are now ready and they blanket the entire Bio army, the Vikings too. And now this army is really weak. The Medivacs are out of energy and they are being sniped as well. This dwarf has to go back home. Meanwhile, Bolan is pushing forward. Let's wait for the reinforcement though, it looks like. There are more units coming from across the map. Bolan doesn't really have any warping point to reinforce closer. Fighting up this ramp is not ideal. The EMP falls on the entire Protoss army, but it does still stand for now and it is moving forward. One of the Colossus goes down, the other one will be sniped as well by the Vikings. But we have this ground army, we have the Immortals, we have the Archons. It's not a very focused army, like it's like 2 of each unit, but it is still standing. It looks like the reinforcements are enough to fend it off though. So in the end, I mean, Bolan did like bite into the base of this dwarf, but he wasn't able to do any like damage to infrastructure. Like he did take down a lot of the army, but the base itself has not been damaged by Bolan, and this dwarf is able to expand as well. Bolan is warping in more zealots. They do have charge, so they should be helpful, although we'll see how it goes. Dizzy Dwarf now checking on all the bases, making sure he knows how many expansions Bolan has. And another attack is coming from the Protoss, this time going for the natural base of the Terran. The army gets kinda split between the reinforcements and the main army. We have some nice storms there, but I think Bolan is a bit too stretched out. One of the High Templars goes down as well. And now Dizzy Dwarf is pushing forward. Protoss Protoss army is not back here yet. I mean, Poland can recall. But I don't even know if that will help. Let's see. There is a warping of Zealots, but the Immortal goes down instantly. The Archon is being EMP'd, and I think the Terran just has enough. This third base will be going down, definitely. The rest of the Protoss army is coming back, though. It also gets blanketed in the EMPs, though, which means High Templars are completely useless, and the rest of the units are significantly weakened. The Nova still pose quite a threat, and this dwarf has to dance around all of these attacks. But the Terran army still stands. These Raptors alone are trying to do what they can, but it's not much, and the Zealots won't be able to deal with this bio. This is really close fight. Oh, but the pylon does go down, and entire warping gets denied, and this dwarf is focusing the Nexus. The Nexus will be going down eventually. Come on. I already said it will go down twice. You can't do this to me. The Nexus does go down finally. 10 workers died as well. And now the reinforcements of the Protoss should be enough to take down this Terran army, but damage has been done, the base is gone. Of course, Poland has a few more bases than that, so it's not the end of the game for him, but he lost a lot. And there's another attack at the top as well. Poland tries to defend with his gateway army, but he actually doesn't have all that much. Like, he lost a lot of the units, and that's enough. This dwarf will be taking game number 1. GG. Nicely done there by this dwarf. It was a very like, generally the game was pretty solid, but like once this dwarf started attacking, it was very close. Like, he barely had enough units to keep fighting. And like, that's a very dangerous position to be in, because sometimes you think you have enough. Like, you can see that like the victory is right there, and you just, you know, keep going for it. But a lot of times you miscalculate, or you don't realize something, and that's how you lose the games. Like, you just get over aggressive. So this was very close there for Dizzy Dwarf, but he was able to get it. As both of our players are exchanging their experience of the game. Both of them thought they had already lost, basically. Like, both of them thought the opponent has bested them, but yeah, again, it was pretty close there. It was very close in those fights. And yeah, with that we will be going into game number 2. And we are now on Golden Aura Ellie, which is the second game of this series. we are looking at the winner of the first game right now, as he spawns in the bottom right corner of the map. It is the blue Terran player from Poland. It's Dizzy Dwarf. And across the map we have the red Protoss player from Vietnam. It is Bolan. Can the workers meet in the middle? Is this happening? Oh, that was sparkly. Oh my. What have we witnessed? There was a spark. As we have the workers from both sides coming from for a bit of a scout. And not just a scout, as Dizzy Dwarf does put that eBay block on the base of the Protoss. Very annoying to deal with. And Bolan is forced to delay his expansion. Don't tell me he will go again. Ah, yes, finish it. But yeah, this NG Bay will be quite annoying. Of course, it is only has, you know, a little bit of health, so this should be able to deal with it fairly quickly, but it's still quite annoying right in the beginning of the game. It disrupts the build, it delays the Nexus, and yeah, in general it's quite annoying to deal with. Something that Protoss have been doing for a long time to the Zergs, huh? But anyway, it is dealt with quite quickly, and Bolan was able to expand it. It looks like Dizzy Dwarf is throwing down his base now as well. Was getting a few marines before that, just to be safe. Once again, Bolan is opening with a Stargate. Zealot that he made earlier is coming across the map. Trying to get some damage done, but with 2 marines, he's not really able to do much. It will help though to distract this army while the adepts are trying to get in as well. And with the help of the adept, the SCV goes down and the base of Dizzy Dwarf is delayed. So even though it was him who tried to block the base, it's his base that's gonna be much later than the Protoss. The Cyclone out, the Protoss army is cleaned up, but again the delay has been done, the damage has been done, and Protoss is already saturating their base. Of course Terran can, you know, transfer the SCVs from the main, but still it is gonna be taking this base this much later. Once again we have Phoenixes from Bolan. And it looks like Bolan is preparing to get the fur. Actually, where are you going, little pro? I guess he can make just a spotter pylon to make sure that he's not surprised by any Widow Mine drops or stuff like that, or maybe, you know, Liberators and so on. Doesn't look like any of the sort is coming from the side of Dizzy Dwarf though. Actually no, there are Widow Mines, so there may be a Widow Mine drop, but we'll see. I feel like those may also be just like defensive Widow Mines, but we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, it looks like it is that spotter pylon, just to make sure that Bolan is not surprised by anything coming from the Terran. And once again makes 3 Phoenixes or so. Yeah, 4 Phoenixes this time. And transition straight into Robo Bay. So I guess we're gonna be going into Colossus and Disruptors. Yeah, not Colossus or Disruptors. We're getting both. Like, Bolan has been consistently getting both of them. Ooh, and this Widowmine does hit one of the Phoenixes. Doesn't kill it, but it is very, very weakened. The third base has been taken by the Protoss. And yeah, looks like both players are chilling for the time being, just, you know, getting their macro up. Ooh, another hit on a different Phoenix, so still alive, but the Vikings will be able to clean it up. This dwarf is getting his third CC ready. Also working on the upgrades, getting steam, getting the combat shields, and yeah, both of our players just focusing on improving their army for now and not so much on being aggressive. Phoenixes are going back home. Bolan realizes that they can't really do much over there. The dwarf checking out the third base of Bolan with a scan. Shaking my head with a sentry. Yeah, it looks like we will have one of those type of games where you know, both players just sit there, build up, and then we're gonna have a grand battle and we'll just see who comes out victorious. Because neither of the players really wants to be aggressive at the moment, both are just mostly checking on each other. To be fair, it's mostly Dizzy Dwarf checking on the Protoss because the Phoenixes went home, so they don't really have any more information. It looks like Dizzy Dwarf decides this is the time to go. The Observer sees everything, sees the move out. So Bolan has some time to prepare, has to find a good position to fight this army, and decides this is the battlefield. Phoenixes are trying to help out with the Vikings, they're trying to zone them out, but with only two of them, they're not quite able to do so, and both of them do go down. That of the Terran army is now damaged by steam, really. So that does make them a bit weaker, but the medivac is there to heal them. Only one medivac though. It's mostly Viking army. Colossus are losing health quite rapidly, but the bio also doesn't have much support because of no medivacs. It looks like there's enough bio to overpower the Protoss though. The Disruptors did not help this time, all of the Colossus are dead. Even the Immortals did go down. And we're looking mostly at the Gateway Protoss. Like, there isn't even any Robo units in production. Bolan getting a fourth base instead, but I mean, what are we doing with the army? Like, Bolan is getting Blink. Now resuming the Disruptor production, and looks like he will just focus on that. He will just focus on Disruptors and not so much on the Colossus, but we will see. Has Storm been researched? No, Storm has not been researched. Templar Archives is only now being started. Or, I guess it's about to warp in. So we do not even have Templars on the map yet. So the only splash damage that the Protoss has is those Disruptors, or one Disruptor at this point. Second one is now waiting in the natural. That said, once again, it doesn't look like Dizzy-Dwarf is planning to attack right now. He is waiting for his upgrades. He's also constantly scanning on the Protoss, keeping an eye. But yeah, it looks like once again, like both our players will remake their armies and see what they can do. Ooh, that observer just barely got out of vision. Like, Dizzy-Dwarf knows that it's here, but just before the scan dropped down, Bolne was able to move it away. Oh, we have a few zealots over here. At least discovering the base of Dizzy-Dwarf. They were also very close to taking it down, actually. Maybe if they focused a bit more. The Vikings do meet the army across the map, but they can move away. Maybe Dizzy-Dwarf was hoping to snipe some Colossus, but there are none. And now the Zealot Stalker army is going across the Terran bio. Cross against the Terran bio. Ooh, but the Widowmines deal with a lot of damage to the Zealots, and the Disruptor gets sniped as well. Some major losses there for Bolen. At the same time, the Vikings actually drop in the main base of the Protoss. And a lot of the probes are going down. The Disruptor will try to help, but it actually just gets killed. And the recall happens, but Vikings just lift off. And at the same time, Bolen is being attacked on the bottom of the map. The Nexus does go down. I mean, not without losses for Dizzy-Dwarf, but he can afford those losses. The Widowmines have reset as well. And yeah, this does not look great for Bolen. He only has a little bit of gateway army with those Disruptors, and Disruptors have not been able to get any good shots. There are a lot of Widowmines as well, which does not make it any easier. Now the Widowmines are repositioning, so it gives a chance to Bolen to focus them down, but he's only able to get a few and suffers yet more losses to his army. At the same time, the Vikings are still looming around. They're going for the natural base instead this time. And once again, a lot of workers will be going down. Meanwhile, the rest of the Terran army is going forward towards the Protoss bases. Protoss is trying to chase it down, but it's definitely not easy to maneuver all of this, and the EMPs land on the army as well. That said, this Terran army is very damaged, so it will be cleaned up eventually. But not before taking a lot of probes with it. And the Vikings are just finding another occasion to dive, like again and again. The thing is that, like, you know, this dwarf can't really do much else with the Vikings, like, because like those Vikings were made to fight Colossus, but there are none, so instead he decides to use those Vikings for harassment, which again has been working for him pretty well. Now the Vikings do move over the army and they will be lost. Another viable is going forward. More Widowmines. Novas do not connect with the army at all. Ooh, and now the storms are covering the army of the Terran. A lot of damage is being done, but I mean the Protoss is not in a great shape either. So like the thing is, like, both our players are hurting, but the last Disruptor does go down. And the High Templars are forced to turn into the Archons. I think this dwarf is starting to overpower this army. I mean, he has not won yet though. We have some Zealot reinforcement. They do tank a shot from the Widowmine, but they can do so. And what does the Terran have? Where are the reinforcements? They are coming now. We have Ghosts, we have Widowmines. We have more specialized army. And we have those Medivacs too. The Widowmine in the bushes has reset as well. Meanwhile, we have Colossus in the Protoss army once again, but ooh, it looks like it is getting trapped in the bushes and all of it is going down. GG is called. Dizzy-Dwarf will be taking this series 2-0 and going to the Grand Finals. GG, nicely done for Daisy Dwarf. I mean, again, like a few times his army did get cleaned up, but he just, you know, never stopped the pressure. And he was able to eventually get it. Sorry, I changed this. So, congratulations to this dwarf. He will be going to those grand finals. Meanwhile, we have the lower bracket finals about to be started. Okay, let me... Okay, meanwhile, let's look at the bracket. Let's see who the opponent is for Boland, because Boland goes to the lower bracket. And it looks like Captain Fish took down Dave Litos 1-0. So, once again, we will have Boland versus Captain Fish. It looks like this is the tournament of rematches. Early on, Captain Fish did rematch with Dave Litos, and now he is rematching with Boland. So, once again, we are getting the same setup there. Same matchups, I should say. Yes. Look, talking and reading. It's hard, okay? Let's try this again. Okay, setting up our lobby. Looks like Bolan is ready. Captain Fish is ready. I can type. Let's start the game. GHLHF. Yes. Good have luck. Have fun. Yes. Shaking my head. But anyway, we are now here in this best of 3 lower bracket finals, and we have a rematch coming up, as in the bottom left corner of Crimson Court Alley we have our blue Terran player. It is Captain Fish. And in the top right corner of the map we have the red Protoss player. It is Bolan. So once again, the two of our players are meeting in another match. And we will see how it goes. As oh, we have a proxy! Remember how I said that nobody cheeses? Well, Bolan is about to change that. We have a proxy pylon right in front of the base of Bolan. I assume this is very map specific. And it is a proxy 2-gate. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Captain Fish is being a bit cheeky himself, as he does make that second Rax. outside of his base as well, but I don't think he quite expects where the production of the Protoss is. So we are already starting this series strong, and we'll see who comes out victorious out of this little setup. It does see that the probe has gold minerals, so that should already be a bit, you know, concerning. Like, where did that probe get the gold minerals? Like, it probably wasn't on the right side, so it must have been on the left, right? Yeah, but it doesn't look like Captain Fish's scouting is. The Zealots are being both chrono boosted. At the same time, the Reapers are getting ready. Oh, can he see? Can he see? Can he see? He sees the Zealots, but the Zealots are already coming in. There is no wall. There's only one depot here. The Reapers will kite the Zealots though. The Zealots have to go for the SCVs. One of the Zealots is chasing the Reapers, the other one is focusing the workers. But there are two Reapers. One of the Zealots has been dealt with, 4 SCVs are down. Third Reaper is here. Second Zealot does go down, but there are 2 more coming in. To be fair, I don't know why they even have to attack the depot considering that there is no wall, but I guess it may supply block Captain Fish. And yeah, the 3 Reapers are able to kite the Zealots pretty well. So they should not be able to deal with this Reaper army. They are doing a lot of damage to the barracks because, I mean, while the Zealots may not be able to fight the Reapers directly, they are pretty tanky. So before they are killed off by the Reapers, they are able to do a lot of damage. I don't know if it's the best idea to chase the Reapers though. As 4 Reapers are already out, the Stalker will not be able to really fight this. Although, I mean, with this Adept, yeah, the Micro can definitely help. The Adept goes down, one of the Reaper does too though. Yeah, the Reapers are starting to go down. There are now Marines out of the map as well. And they will definitely help. But neither of the players wants to let go. The Stalkers are now moving into the main base. The SCVs are pulled off the line to help with the defense. But they are also going down. I mean, the Stalkers are being dealt with. One of them is trapped on the ramp. It looks like the SCVs alone will be fighting this fight. Yeah, still, neither of the players does let go. Like, Bolen is still sending more units. There is a bunker now, which is being repaired by all the SCVs. And one of the Reapers is going across the map. What do we have across the map? We do not have any defenses as all the production is around the bases of Captain Fish. So that single Reaper may be able to get a lot of damage done. Oh, a recall is used. Okay, one Adept is being recalled, so I guess they will be chasing each other, but it's enough to fend off a single Reaper, but the Marines are now coming out. They will be able to deal with this proxy. I mean, Bolen is also transitioning, he's getting double robo. Oh boy. There's still a few units trying to poke at Captain Fish, but I think he has defended for now. He won't be able to set up that bunker. But he should have enough Marines to fight this Protoss army. A lot of small micro battles. Like every unit counts in this very, very low economy game. But it looks like It looks like both of our players have expanded, like Terran has gotten their base and so did the Protoss. Looks like nobody really wants to end the game right here, right now. The Reaper actually gets trapped by the probes and they deal with it themselves. Yeah, looks like we're actually getting a full game. Despite the very intense beginning of it, like looks like we will be stabilizing for now. Meanwhile, Stillmod is sharing his dreams in the chat and I have some questions still. No! No! How dare you! Poor Karak did nothing wrong. The 4 Immortals are here to defend from this Terran army, but it doesn't look like they are enough against the might of men with gun. The SCVs are of course helping out too, but yeah, 3 of the Immortals are already down now. Only the probes are here to the pull of the line to help the fighting. 1 Immortal stands and this army will be cleaned up, but 12 probes fell for it. I mean, 6 of the SCVs as well, as they were pulled together with this attack, and oh boy, both our players are suffering a lot of losses. Like after the spicy opening, we now have very aggressive plays, and okay, and now we're going with a single immortal drop across the map. Let's see what the single immortal can do. I mean, to be fair, there are no defenses in the main base, so maybe able to get something done. Yeah, at least still is that command center for now. He's focusing that the tech lab. I don't know if he can get it. Oh, looks like he can, so he will be denying the concussive shells. The warp is damaged, but it is alive and will be able to escape safely for now. But ooh, the Marines are chasing, and both the Immortal and the Warpies do go down. Single Colossus being bothered by a Reaper, I believe. Because now, for a change, we have double Colossus production. Again, with no gateway support. We only have 0 gateways. I was gonna say 2 gateways, but they were killed, and there's just no gateways. There's just straight up no gateways. One is being made right now. We just have these 2 Colossus to defend, and the Terran army is here. Colossus will try to do their best. The shield overcharge, the battery overcharge is here, but the Colossus goes down, and Captain Fish will be taking game number 1. What a start! What a start! That was a very, very interesting game over there. Interesting start. Hold on, we lost the player. Okay, we'll try to set to make sure that everything is working. As a reminder, this is a best of 3, and I don't think our players were quite I don't think they realized that. So we'll try to make sure that everything works. Yeah, Bolan is coming back. Yeah, Bolan thought it was a best of 1, but it is a best of 3. What is happening in the chat? Oh my god. So according to the chat, Steel Mode is actually in a cryo chamber in the Matrix. And he's sharing a bathrobe with light. So there you have it. I'm sure that's what you wanted to hear. Okay. So we're going to Golden Aura for game number 2. See, but I just want to point out, while people hear me on stream, if you are playing in any of our tournaments, this is why it's important that you are in our Discord server. Because for stuff like this, like, Bolan honestly didn't notice that it wasn't a best of 1, that it wasn't that it was supposed to be a best of 3, because, you know, the rest of the lower bracket was a best of 1, so we kinda assumed that the rest was. But we are able to, you know, correct that mistake. We are able to ping them on Discord, and, like, you know, they get the message, they know what's going on, and stuff like that is easily fixable, to put it that way. So that's why we always mention that it's important that you are in our Discord server, because stuff like this we are able to easily contact you. Like things like, I don't know if you noticed, but in the rules we currently have a rule where, like, if somebody doesn't show up or if somebody forfeits a match, we are able to bring back the player from the previous round and replace them. So sometimes we like ping the player like, oh, are you like still here? Are you still available? But like if we don't have a means, if we don't have means to contact you, then we can't really do that. So, you know, it's very useful to be part of the server. So we have that contact and we are able to sort things out. But for now, we have sorted out this best of 3, and we are now in game number 2 on Golden Aura, in the bottom right corner, where we have the blue Terran player from Germany. It's Captain Fish.
Game pause.
Sure, I can pause. As it looks like Bolan is suffering for a bit of a ping. Okay. Looks like we will be remaking, as Bolan does have some issues with the server. I mean, from Vietnam, like, the connection is not ideal to the central servers, so it's understandable. What was it? Golden Aura, right? Yeah. Okay. So again, we have the general, like, guideline for the servers, but if the players are fine with playing on another server, that's perfectly fine. So in this case, Captain Fish, being from Europe, he agreed to play on West. So we will be playing on West. Because, you know, like, different people have different connection to different servers. Like, it's very common for specific, like, places, specific countries to have really bad connection to one server and good to another. Like, I'm fairly sure that for a while, like I think at least for a few months, I don't know if it's still the case, like the Australians had like horrible ping to Singapore for some reason, even though like it's one of the closest servers to them. Like for some reason Singapore just didn't work. So like things like that happen, and you know, players are able to then change the servers like to the one that is the most fair to both of them. We generally try for both players to have about the same ping, so they are playing in more or less the same conditions. So shout out to Captain Fish for agreeing to play on another server, so Bolan can also play the game. As once again, we have Captain Fish in the bottom right. And in the top left, the spawns have not changed. We have the Red Protoss player from Vietnam. It is Bolan. Looks like once again, Captain Fish being a bit cheeky. I mean, it kind of worked for him last time, right? Kind of. He did win the game. So I don't like what my ping is looking like. No, my ping is fine. It's just the game that's lagging out. Okay. Okay, as we have eye for an eye, both an SCV and a probe die. You know, once again, Captain Fish getting that sneaky 2x over there. Bolan none the wiser, just expanding. Although I don't know if just by scouting the front he was able to gather what is going on. The axe was still being built after all. And he didn't see an SCV moving out. First of the Reapers is out, going across the map. We have an Adept. Oh, actually, this is the second Reaper, my bad. There's two of them. Will now be dancing with that Adept. Ooh, and actually, they are able to switch just in time, but now both of them are quite low on health. Which one will be going down? The first one does go down, the second will scout and does find out that it is a Twilight Council. There will be no Phoenixes this time. Bolan does switch it up a little bit. In the previous games he was opening either with Phoenixes or with Robo. And this time it will be neither of those. So we are getting a different game from Bolan. Meanwhile, this time Captain Fish was able to fully use the build that he was going for, to use those 2 racks. But unfortunately for him, there are 2 adepts on Bolan's side of the map, so the Reapers won't really be able to get anything done. Although, I mean, they do get something done in the sense that they are keeping the adepts on the Protoss side of the map, so the adepts are not doing damage to the SCVs. But it's not enough to keep them forever. And the upgrade of choice for Bolan is Charge. We are going for a 4-gate Zealot. 4-gate Charge load even. There is a reinforcement point here in the middle of the map. So there will be reinforcements. There are upgrades on the way as well. We are getting armor upgrades for those Zealots. So they survive these Marines attacks. Now Dep gets into the base and actually is starting to deal damage, but will be forced out. Starport is still on the way, so there are no Medivacs yet. And the first warpings are already starting. Poland is still mining gas. As two Reapers are getting into the natural base and are starting to take down probes. It's definitely very painful for Bolen right now, as he does not want to focus on probe production. I'm not quite sure if Captain Fish noticed the charge, but he might have. Let's see how it goes. We have more and more warpings over here. More gateway units are coming up. We have 6 gateways total, right? Yeah, we have 6 gateways to warp in. We have mostly Zealots and one of each other unit as well. The Zealots do have charge, as a reminder, and they're going right on top of these Marines. The tank now is left forward and it will be taken down. The other tank is on the ramp though. It is being force-fielded out, but yeah, all the Zealots are gone and now the Marines are just going forward. 7 CVs did go down, but the entire Protoss army did as well. We have some Zealot reinforcements coming in though, saving this Stalker. And once again, looks like we will be having a very close micro battle. Link is on the way for Bolen. And it looks like... I mean, Bolen is taking another base. It looks like he does not want to finish the game with this. It looks like he's happy just sieging the natural base of Captain Fish, just preventing that orbital from ever landing. In the meantime, Bolen is getting robotics base, so we will be getting more robo units. Again, the blink is halfway done, so it will be a bit more diverse army. But yeah, for now he's just keeping his gateway units here to prevent the Terran from expanding while he is getting the free base economy. Meanwhile, Captain Fish is getting more racks, getting more production, working on the army, working mostly on Marines, but getting General Bio Army Marauders are in there as well. The concussive shells are already done for the Marauders. The Reapers were somehow still alive, but they have now been dealt with. Yeah, the Protoss army can't really go up that ramp, as there is a tank over there. At the same time, we do have this biodrop going across the map, and there's not a lot of defenses. There are a few units here and there, but they are mostly the third base. The main is quite undefended. So if Captain Fish does decide to dive in, it may do a lot of damage. Drop is now going in. There are no defenses here. Defensive warpins are now being used, but free probes already go down. But it looks like that will be all the damage that is done for the time being. But at the same time, Bolen was forced to give up the position at the natural base of Captain Fish, and the orbital will be landing once again. But now the Colossus is out, and once again Bolen will pressure the Terran. There are 2 tanks, so definitely this army does pack quite a punch. But there are no Vikings. It's just this biotank army. Only 1 medivac as well. And the Zealots, the Chargers go in. The tanks are once again left forward, so the Chargers will be able to deal with them. The force field prevents more reinforcements coming from the main base. The Colossus is very damaged, but is dealing a lot of damage to the other side as well. And GG's called. Bolen will be taking game number 2. Very decisive attack there from the Protoss player. Yeah, and it works out great for him. Bolen is able to tie up the series, the first tied up series we really had all tournament. Because it's been a lot of 2-0s today, a lot of 1-0s, but this time we will have a tie. We have our next map. Okay. Make sure everybody is on the right place. And we are now loading into game number 3. Game number 3 will be on Ghost River. And welcome to Ghost River Alley, where in the top right corner we have the first of our players, the blue Terran from Germany. It is Captain Fish. And on the left side of the map we have the red Protoss player from Vietnam. It is Bolen. Yeah, Bolen was able to tie up this series. And I guess we have to find out who will go into that grand finals. Which of the two players will get that chance? Oh, is he going to do it again? Or is he just scouting? Captain Fish just, making sure there's nothing weird going on in the base. Dodging the probe. Doesn't even want to look at it. Oh, the drama. Looks like we will have no sneaky access though this time, but we are starting with a Marine. There is no Reaper coming out this time. So a slightly different build from Captain Fish. And he does put down his natural base. The Protoss has already expanded. And where is this probe going? Looks like Bolen once again may be cheeky, or maybe he's just, getting this probe around the map, making sure to see everything.
Game paused.
Okay, we have a pause. Yeah, looks like we're having some issues. Which happens, Servers are not like, it's not so much the servers, but like, the routing to the servers is sometimes not ideal. Okay. I might have not done that very well. And we're not having a radio cast. I actually remember this time. probe eventually does go back to their base. Switches out with the adept. And once again, Bolan goes for a Twilight Council first. The adept tries to sneak in, but Captain Fish is ready for that. There are Marines in the bunker as well. Or, I mean, I guess now they are outside the bunker. The second adept is now joining in, trying to shade in, but not quite able to do so. There is a Cyclone here to help out as well. And from the side of Bolan, we once again have this charge first. Charge first into more gateways. Semi does not have a warping location set yet though. I don't know if he will be quite as aggressive as last time. Meanwhile though, the Cyclone is scouting around the map. I feel like Captain Fish is sniffing that something is going on. Has to check if there are no proxy locations for the Protoss. At the same time, he's working on a Liberator, which will definitely help with the harassment across the map. I mean, once again, when Bolan is focusing on the offense, like, his bases are not super defended, so the Liberators should have a pretty good effect there. Cyclone does run into the army. Being chased down, and Bolan decide to attack right now. Once again, he does not have a reinforcement point. I mean, Ghost River is not a big map, but still, you would like to have your reinforcements as close as possible. That will shade in to try and get some information. And actually, they finished the shade. I don't know if that was a good idea from Bolan, as they get focused down. And yeah, now it's just Zealots and Stalkers. The Stalkers do not have Blink yet. It's just Charge. Bolan is taking a third base with this. More Zealots are coming in. Bolan is building up an army and he's trying to decide if he wants to go in, but there are 3 tanks, one of them on the high ground as well, behind the wall. So this will not be an easy position to break. Robo Bay is on the way. I mean, some high ground vision would definitely help. Looks like just barely this Liberator will not be spotted, and is now going into the Natural. No reaction yet from Bolan. He will be losing probes. 4 in total. Liberator does switch the position. I guess he can go for the main base now. But it looks like decides to just save the Liberator for the time being and come back another time when Bolan least expects it. Have an Immortal joining the army. Ooh, that's a big lag. Oh no. Oh no. I've seen the chat for Bolan's internet. As it looks like the internet of Bolan has given up for now. So again, even if the player does drop, like we will be resuming from replay, so nothing will be lost. Of course, if you know, if Poland can fix the issue, because it's unfortunate, but it happens. But we have that resume from replay feature just for cases like this, so we will be able to go back into this game. So we'll check on Bolan if he's alright, if he's able to play. Yeah, it looks like he has just disconnected. Yeah. Okay, so we will go on a quick little break, make sure that Poland is available to play, and then we will be continuing this series, I hope. So see you soon. welcome back. We have some unfortunate news. Fortunately, Bolen was not able to reconnect. He has lost the connection to the internet. And has to forfeit the series, which is very unfortunate because it was a tight series, it was a 1-1. But in the end, Captain Fish will be advancing to the Grand Finals. Grand Finals against Dizzy Dwarf, which Captain Fish has not had a chance to play today yet in this tournament. But we will get into that, because before we get into our finals, we have something else still to do. Thank you, OBS. As we still have something very special that is in all three of our tournaments, in Ducklings Open, in Master Swan Open, and in Sparking Tuna Cup. All three of those tournaments have a random participant raffle. So, what does that mean? That means if you participated, which means if you play at least one full series in the tournament, then you are eligible for a random raffle. A random $5. It can be somebody in the finals, it can be somebody in the first round, no matter which stage you got to, you are eligible to have a chance at this raffle. So without further ado, let me randomize. And today's winner of the random participant raffle is, drumroll, it's Captain Fish! Congratulations to Captain Fish! So, Captain Fish not only is in the finals, but also gets the random participant raffle, so congratulations. And yeah, he will be going away from this tournament $5 richer. So congratulations once again to Captain Fish, who gets the raffle, and that we should be able to soon get into our finals. Anyway, what is the chat talking about? Fax me some internet. Send it with Auspost may arrive just after Christmas. We should soon have our players in the party. But I also have to set up this little thing. Okay, are we? Oh no, Dizzy Dwarf has a different name on this server. That will not mess things up at all. Also, I hope you guys are as excited as I am for a TBT. So it's Dizzy Dwarf. Okay. Oh, hold on. As a reminders, because I can't type. This is a best of 5 with 1 point advantage. I can spell. Dizzy Dwarf. They were so happy to play on EU. They're like, oh, I can move my units now. Oh, micro available. Macro still missing. Only Marines. Only Marines. Okay. Okay. Title has been updated. Our first map is Dynasty of all things. This will get interesting. So yeah, for those in the chat who don't know, TVT is my favorite matchup. Not. So I sure hope it will be a good one because, you know. Yeah, tyrants. But hopefully this will be an exciting one because, I mean, both of our players have showed pretty good games in this tournament. So, I'm sure they can make it interesting. And looks like we are ready. About. Let's rumble. Okay. I see our players are excited to get this TVT started. Make TVT macro late game. Stick. Stick. I can feel my energy leaving my body. Please no. I'll be honest, I don't think either of our players is the type of player though. I feel like both of them are more bio-focused. But I mean, at the same time, we have not seen them in TVT, so anything can happen. Okay, before we start, let me quickly change the nameplate as at the top. We will see what. Not this color, this color, and this color. There you go. Fixed. But anyway, we are now on Dynasty Elite, and the bottom left corner of Dynasty we have the first of our players, the first of our Terrans. It is the blue Terran. From Germany, it's Captain Fish. And across the map, we have the red Terran player with a classic command center. It is from Poland. It's Dizzy Dwarf. Dizzy Dwarf, also known as Vert, or Wert, I guess. Also from clan SCQ. No idea what that clan is, but here we go. Embrace the Clown Fest, Kuro. Where's the Clown Fest though? Like I told you, everybody plays macro. Where are the clowns? Shaking my head, Steve. There's no Honmono or anyone. Okay. It looks like we have already the first difference though, as oh, I was gonna be so mistaking so much, but we see Dizzy Dwarf going for a 1-1-1. It looks like no expansion so far. And as is tradition, we reached the finals, so my voice started dying. My bad. But yeah, anyway, it looks like Dizzy Dwarf is going for that factory. I mean, so is Captain Fish, but he already has a command center on the way. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like Dizzy Dwarf is looking to make one at all. He's going for Cyclones instead. So it looks like we may have some Cyclone wars after all. Huh? Huh? Stick. Did you get it? Anyway, we have 2 Cyclones almost finished there for Dizzy Dwarf. It looks like they may be dropped actually. There is a Medivac coming. Ooh, but the Cyclones are being spotted by the Reapers. Both Reapers do go down though. Captain Fish has a Cyclone on the way of his own. One of them is already out, but he didn't react for them like Dizzy Dwarf did. Looks like it will be Cyclone versus Cyclone. Dizzy Dwarf still is making more. He's still not expanding either. So it looks like this may be a very aggressive TVT after all. Captain Fish is making his orbital. It is still on the high ground, so no mining for now, but it looks like he's starting to transfer the workers. But he doesn't know that there is yet more Cyclones coming across the map. Oh, and it looks like... Oh no. Oh no. Okay. It looked like Dizzy Dwarf was going to go through the minerals, but after all decides to for a different path. 2 of the Cyclones go to the front to distract the Captain Fish, while the other 2 are being just shipped in the Medivac straight into the main base, straight for the mineral line. The workers will be going down. The Marines are here to help out, but the Marines are also gonna be denied, and now some drop micro there from Dizzy Dwarf. I guess we're on EU, we're being fancy. The other 2 Cyclones are still on the front, so trying to pull apart Captain Fish, trying to drag his attention away from either of the bases. The Liberator is now gonna protect the ramp as well, but there is a Raven. A lot is going on in this game already. Ooh, the Liberator is taking down the units, the Cyclone as well. But it does go down, but at the same time SCVs are dying. The Draven is being focused, but it's just barely saved. But there are more Cyclones. There are more. At the same time, Dizzy Dwarf was able to expand into that gold base. It's still producing more Cyclones, but there are more barracks on the way, so this will not be some super mech composition. And actually decides that he has done enough damage for now. Still trying to snipe the Draven though. I mean, that would definitely be a very nice pick-up. Oh, 4 Cyclones though. That's a lot of firepower. So, while Dizzy Dwarf did, you know, let Captain Fish have this base, he also is keeping these units here at bay and now moving in, trying to get some damage done, but the tank will be able to fend this off. At the same time, working on his force at home. Working on the infrastructure, the base, the gold base is now fully saturated. The Raven may harass it though. Captain Fish sent his Raven all the way across the map, and this gold base is very, very vulnerable. Yeah, we'll be dropping these turrets right across the minerals, so nothing can really get... Start this sentence again. The SCVs cannot get to it, and there are no Marines here to shoot it down. At the same time, Dizzy Dwarf is expanding in the front natural as well. I guess we have a front natural and back natural now. The Cyclones are trying to snipe the base of Captain Fish, but there is no base here. Captain Fish just expanded normally to the front. And as we are looking to see what's gonna happen in this game, a big shout out to Soko for subscribing for 49 months. Soko, one of our first subscribers, of course. I believe, I think it was like Soko and Daunted And still, I guess, he also has the badge. But like, yeah, like I feel like those three were the first subscribers of the channel. I think Dali may be one of the first subscribers as well. But anyway, Soko, also part of our clan. Oh, thanks on the... Yes, I've messed up the score. Don't worry about it. As we have a drop straight into the main base of Captain Fish. The tank has no siege. There are two ravens here though. The tank is being disabled. The Marines are still doing damage though, taking down SCVs. They are being focused. The tank does go down. And it looks like this drop will be cleaned up. 6 SCVs going down. Oh, but I said that too fast. The Marines of Captain Fish actually died out and now the Ravens have to help out. But this Abbey is in danger. The turrets are actually not in range of the Marines. They are tucked in on the very back of the base and it looks like +1 will be denied. Or will it? The repair is good, but is it this good? It's not as good as Man with Gun. The +1 is denied. It is now being started on the other eBay. Oh, but the supply depot. Ah. There are even SCVs mining next to it. So sad. But the medivacs were not gone yet, and the Marines drop once again. I mean, there's only a few of them, but they still get 2 SCVs. Very nicely done there. Very nice bit of damage from this dwarf. Ooh, even tries to snipe this tank as it was siege, and now will ferry over those cyclones as well. Very nice moves there from Dizzy Dwarf. Getting damage done with really small forces, honestly. Just trying to do his best, to getting the best positions possible, and now the train is going across the map. We have the biotank ready. And Dizzy Dwarf is going for an attack. Yeah, I also think Soko might have been the first one. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like Soko might have been the first one. I mean, it's not really important who's the first, right? Anyway, the Red Terran is now coming into the natural base, clears the Marines immediately, and just like that, GG is called. Dizzy Dwarf will be taking game number 1. And as a reminder, that puts them at a match point. A quick pick for the next map, but yeah, don't forget that because of the 1 point advantage, which I totally forgot to put on the overlay, my bad. Because of the 1 point advantage, that actually puts Dizzy Dwarf on match point. So very important map now for Captain Fish and for Dizzy Dwarf too, I guess. And we'll see who can get the victory here, because again, either it is Dizzy Dwarf and he becomes the champion of this month, or it is Captain Fish and he tries to fight back, he puts the point on the board, and maybe he can be the champion after all. Oh no, someone is pinging me. Yes, fix score. Yes, I know, Stick. Fix score. Fix score. Fix score. Okay, we're good. We're good. As we are now on the second map of this series, but the third point of this series, it is Crimson Court Alley, and in the bottom left corner of the map we have the blue Terran player from Germany. It's Captain Fish. And across the map it is the opponent in the red, also Terran, from Poland. It is Dizzy Dwarf. And we are getting spicy. Captain Fish decides that it's enough of the macro games. You know what? We're just going for proxies. We're waiting a whole tournament for somebody to actually proxy. I mean, to be fair, Bolen did proxy. But yeah, it's happening. Captain Fish is proxying the 2 racks. Dizzy Dwarf is none the wiser, just getting his normal build, but he is not scouting or anything. I mean, don't normally scout in TVT this early, do you? Also, I realized that red is not ideal color for this map. Yeah, only now after finishing these racks, he is sending an SCV out. So it will be a while before he realizes that the racks are not at home. And this dwarf once again going for the 1-1-1, going for that factory before expanding. Oh, the SCV is not even going. It's not going across the map. It just stands there in the bushes and... Yeah, Dizzy Dwarf will not be able to see what's happening. I mean, the fact that Dizzy Dwarf does start aggressive may help. I mean, he is working on the Cyclone. No add-ons on buildings this time, but now the Reapers are coming in. Dizzy Dwarf was going for a proxy of his own. He's proxying a starboard right behind the proxy of Captain Fish. Oh boy. Well, this is a funny game, huh? The Marines are going forward. They are able to deal with one of the Reapers. The SCVs are helping out, but both Reapers are going down. Cyclone is moving across the map. Another Reaper is joining, but GG is called. And just like that, Dizzy Dwarf takes it. What? Yeah, Dizzy Dwarf just takes it. GG. That's a crazy way to end this series. Yeah, as Captain Fish is saying, he had nothing at home. He committed everything to this proxy, and the proxy turned against him. And just like that, just don't forget to join Macherino. But yeah, just like that, Dizzy Dwarf will be the champion of this month's Master Swan Open, number 84. As a reminder, this is a monthly tournament for 4.7k MMR and below. And there will be another edition next month, so if you enjoyed this tournament, if you want to also take part and you are eligible, then make sure to join it next month. Make sure to join our Discord to be informed when the next tournament is. And yeah, congratulations to Dizzy Dwarf. Captain Fish also played pretty well today, but there was a crazy finals. That's not how I expected this best of 5 to go to. Not in TVT of all things, especially. And yeah, it looks like our champion is Dizzy Dwarf. Second place, Captain Fish. As a reminder, Captain Fish has also won the random raffle, so he will be coming. He will get a little bit more prize for that finals performance. And yeah, with that, we have now concluded our Master Swan Open number 84. Again, as I said, this is a monthly tournament, so make sure to join our Discord or to follow us on social media if you want to know when the next one is. I actually do exclamation mark socials in the chat. Because if you follow us on social media, you will be informed when the next tournament is. We always post it on our social media. We have the Twitter, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Mastodon, we have Blue Sky. Most importantly, we have Discord. Discord is the place where we update things most frequently. So if there are any questions, ask us on Discord, because That's where we're most likely to see. That's where you usually will get the answer the fastest. And yeah, if you enjoyed if you enjoyed the broadcast, you can follow us over here on Twitch or over here on YouTube, because we are dual streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. If you want to check out the VODs of the tournament, they are also available on both of those platforms. On Twitch, it is in videos under past broadcasts, and then on the playlist when we highlight it. Meanwhile, on YouTube, it is under the live tab. That's how you can see the VODs as fast as possible. Later on, we also cut the VODs and upload them to YouTube as like separate videos. So if you want to wait, but that takes a bit of a delay. But if you want the fresh VODs, they are in the live tab. Anything else am I saying? Oh, of course, this tournament, as well as all of our other tournaments, are funded by Patreon. So if you want to support our tournaments, then make sure to check out the Patreon. Consider supporting if you have some change to spare. You don't have to, like, you know, donate $50, but like, no, even $1 helps. Like, if a lot of people donate $1, it definitely helps the tournament. It helps it grow. And again, like, I mean, these tournaments at current stage they are at, like at the price level that they are at, they are currently fully funded. So thank you a lot to our patrons. So they will be continuing for the time being, as long as we are able to do them. And yeah, anything else I want to say? I guess you can find me at twitch.tv/16squad Sanseki, or on the social media as well as at 16squad Sanseki, or 16squad as on Twitter specifically, because too long of a username. But anyway, I'm only casting here for the amateur tournament, so typically on this channel you will see light VIP, sometimes with various co-casters as well. So stick around, we will have another stream after this. And I am not sure if we will be raiding someone else or if we'll be starting that soon, but there is another tournament today. Let me quickly see what time it is. Yeah, another tournament is about to be starting, so Light will be presenting the two. He will be bringing to you the GEC Open, which is an OSC tournament celebrating Illusory, a player who is now retired but has participated in a lot of the OSC tournaments. And yeah. With that, I think that is all. I really need to make a list of what I want to say as the closing words. So yeah, hydrate your hydras and enjoy your weekend. Bye!